It's 7 p.m. and I'd like to welcome you to the Whitehall City Council meeting for January 7th, 2020. Trust everyone had a good holiday season. We're here this evening to meet for the purpose of considering such matters that may become before City Council. If we could please start with a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Ogg, will you please call roll call?
Rodriguez,
Yes, I hear.
Elmore,
Present.
Coniston,
Present.
Cantor, Peck,
Present.
Morrison,
Present.
Bailey,
Present.
President Potter.
Here.
Mr. President,
Yes.
I'd like to move to excuse the absent member.
Second?
Have a motion by Mr. Bailey to excuse the absent member, seconded by Mr. Rodriguez. Clerk, please call the roll.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Elmore,
Yes.
Coniston,
Yes.
Peck,
Yes.
Morrison,
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
We'll now move to the approval of the minutes for the December 17th, 2019 agenda and regular meeting minutes.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the December 17th minutes.
Do we have a second? Second. Okay, there's been
Thank you, Larry.
I'm still asleep from last year. There's been a motion by Ms. Coniston, seconded by Mr. Morrison for the approval of the minutes. Ms. Ogg, would you please call the roll?
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Elmore,
Yes.
Coniston,
Yes.
Peck,
Yes.
Morrison,
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
We'll now roll into our first poll public of the evening, where folks will have up to 3 minutes to present your comments to council. Please state your name and your address for the record.
Hello, my name is John Fetters, 4714 Harbinger Circle East. I just want to take this opportunity as a citizen and as a member of the Parks Commission to thank the mayor, council, and everybody involved with the budget, your support of the park system in Whitehall. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other comments? Hearing none, we'll move on. We stand in committee reports. There were no committee meetings the last Tuesday in December. Therefore, there are no minutes to present or reports. We'll now move on to the officials' reports. Mayor Kim Maggard.
Hello. First of all, I'd like to say Happy New Year to everyone. I hope they had a great holiday. As we move forward, I'd like to ask for favorable consideration of Resolution 56-2019 and also Ordinance 001-2020. Thank you.
Next, Attorney Michael Bivens.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of council. Thank you, everyone, for coming out. It's good to see you, Jim Graham, here this evening. The official report from the City Attorney's Office in the month of December, the City Attorney's Office successfully prosecuted 297 cases. Out of those 297 cases, 44 of those were committed by Whitehall residents, so that's 14%. Year to date for the whole year of 2019, and take this into consideration of the 18,900 or so residents that we have in the city of Whitehall, we successfully prosecuted 4,614 cases in 2019. Out of those 4,614 cases, 720 of those were committed by Whitehall residents. So just kind of take that and add that to the record. Also, please mark your calendars for January the 20th, 2020. The City of Whitehall City Attorney's Office, along with Council Member Lori Elmore, will be hosting the second annual Martin Luther King Day celebration that will be held here at City Hall starting at 10 a.m. It will go roughly from 10 a.m. to noon. The goal of it is to do networking with servant leaders in the community. This year has a new twist. The City Attorney's Office has offered and the Whitehall City Schools has generously accepted a scholarship on behalf of 2 students, one male, one female, both college-bound. They will receive a scholarship of $500 per child if they're able to recite a portion, not the whole speech, because it will be here for 40 minutes, a portion of Martin Luther King Jr.'s speech titled The Other America. So I received notice today that there are 2 students that are currently actively working on that. My office stands ready to award those scholarships. So if you come out, you'll at least get that snippet. And then also Franklin County has generously agreed to come in and give a portion of their poverty plan and their anti-racism initiative that they are currently in operation right now. And that will be presented on that day as well. So I hope that everyone from council, everyone that's here in the audience tonight comes out on January 20th. It should be a really good day in honor of Martin Luther King Jr.
Very nice. Alderman Miller.
I have no official report tonight, but I'd like to welcome you to the council.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here. Next, Director of Development and Public Service, Mr. Woodruff.
Thank you, Mr. President. I too would ask for favorable consideration on ordinance 1-2020. I also want to welcome Megan Meyer, who is our new Community Affairs Manager, to our staff. Her first day was today. You will all have an opportunity to meet her next week at committee, but we're very excited to have her join us and look forward to her making some very positive contributions to the community. Thank you.
Safety Director Gregg.
Thank you, Mr. President. I don't have an official report, but I would like to welcome you and also wish the audience out here and people watching Happy New Year.
Thank you very much. And last but not least, Treasurer Quinzel.
Thank you, Mr. President. I too have no official report tonight. Happy New Year and look forward to a healthy and prosperous 2020.
Thank you. And then as for myself, I've got there have been no official reports filed in the council office since our last meeting. Next is our communications, petitions, and claims. We have 3 items this evening. First one is notice from the Ohio Division of Liquor Control for transfer of ownership of the D5 liquor permit for the Gale Elaine Avenue, DBA Knotty Pine, first floor and basement, 22nd 4th Street Northwest, Barberton, Ohio, 43203, and to Habesha Garden Restaurant, LLC, DBA Habesha Garden and Restaurant, 4520 Joseph Lane, Whitehall, Ohio. The second item are the minutes of the December 5th Planning Commission meeting. And finally, the third item is the agenda for the January 9th, 2020 Planning Commission meeting. Next, Ms. Aug, would you please verify that everyone has copies of the legislation that will be considered this evening?
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Elmore?
Yes.
Coniston?
Yes.
Peck?
Yes.
Morrison?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
Thank you. Under third reading this evening, we've got Resolution 56-219, the Economic Development, authorizing the mayor to accept title to parcel numbers 090-007-555-00 and 090-008-399-00, located within the city of Whitehall, and pay all fees associated with the transfer of properties and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President,
Yes.
wish to introduce Resolution 56-2019 and move for the adoption.
Second.
Thank you. There's been a motion by Mr. Morrison for the adoption of 56-2019 with a second by Mr. Rodriguez. Ms. Aug, would you please call the roll?
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Elmore?
Yes.
Coniston?
Yes.
Peck?
Yes.
Morrison?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
Resolution 56-2019 has been adopted. Under second reading, we've got no legislation this evening. Under first reading, we have ordinance 001-2020, approving the Jefferson Township Whitehall Joint Economic Development and District Contract and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President, wish to introduce Ordinance 1-2020 and ask for suspension of all rules.
Second.
There's been a motion by Mr. Morrison and second by Mr. Rodriguez for the suspension of all rules on ordinance 001-2020. Ms. Aug, would you please call the roll?
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Elmore?
Yes.
Coniston?
Yes.
Heck,
Yes.
Morrison,
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Okay, the rules have been suspended.
Move for the adoption.
Second.
There has now been a motion for the adoption of 001-2020 by Mr. Morrison, seconded by Mr. Rodriguez. Ms. Hall, could you please call the roll?
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Elmore,
Yes.
Coniston,
Yes.
Heck,
Yes.
Morrison,
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Ordinance 001-2020 has been adopted. We now find ourselves with the second poll public of the evening. Once again, anybody who wishes to come forward will have 3 minutes. Okay, hearing nothing, I will then move to Community Date Board. Hearing nothing.
Easter.
Okay. We are now at the poll public, or, I'm sorry, poll council. Mr. Rodriguez?
Thank you, Mr. President. Good to see some new folks here this evening. Jim, good to see you back, hiding back there. Happy New Year to everybody. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Ms. Elmore?
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to thank everybody for attending today. I want to wish everybody a prosperous beginning of the year. We got a lot to accomplish and a lot's happening within Whitehall. And I'm looking forward to just the economic development to just keep moving along and enjoying the Y and as many people as possible. And that's it.
Thank you. Ms. Coniston?
Thank you, Mr. President. I like to say that. Sounds good. I don't really have anything, just Happy New Year, everybody, and thanks for coming and viewing.
Ms. Heck?
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you for everybody that came out and is viewing from home. I did remember a community date board date. We have this weekend the movie at the Y on the turf this Saturday. So, and that's all I have. I hope everybody had a great holiday and New Year's.
Thank you. Mr. Morrison?
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank everyone for coming, everyone for watching, and hope everybody had a happy New Year celebration and a good year coming.
And Mr. Bailey?
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to congratulate and welcome you, and that's all I have.
Thank you so much. I too would like to thank everyone for coming out and look forward to working with this esteemed group of people. With that, I would accept a motion for adjournment.
Mr. President,
Yes, sir.
move to adjourn.
Second.
Second. There's been a motion by Mr. Bailey, second by Mr. Rodriguez. Ms. Aug, will you please call the roll?
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Elmore,
Yes.
Coniston,
Yes.
Heck,
Yes.
Morrison,
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
We are adjourned.